cherry, lotus, cinnamon, peppermint, fudge. Hey, what is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we've got 5 new discs from Clash Discs for today's video. I actually went back to my old apartment and I just need to go pick up my toaster oven, and lo and behold, there was a box of Clash discs sitting at the doorstep. Without that toaster oven, I may not have recovered these discs. I didn't even know that they were coming. So yeah, shout out to my toaster oven for sponsoring today's video. But anyway, the first one we'll talk about is the cherry. It's on the slower side. It's either a slow mid or a faster putter. I'm not sure what the flight numbers are. These are the prototype run. So we're just gonna give you guys my first thoughts on everything. The feel in the hand, the plastic it's pretty hot and sunny out today. The plastic's not too gummy, so it's definitely firm enough, especially in the rim, to feel good in the hand. I really like the way this cherry feels as a throwing putter, so let's give it a quick toss. Oh, that's really good. So pretty torque resistant. So the next disc they sent is the prototype fudge. The fudge is something that I would definitely prefer probably as a putting putter. It feels very similar mold-wise to my KC Pro AVR, but this is in the steady plastic, so it's a premium plastic. So I don't usually putt with premium plastic discs, but this disc in a baseline plastic would definitely be a really great feeling pro level putter. But that's not what we have today. We've got the steady version, so we'll just give it a throw and see how it compares to the other one. And because it has that big bead, it flies straight early in the flight, but having that big bead is gonna cause the disc to slow down in the air, which is why you're gonna get a little bit more fade at the end. But I probably would say I like the cherry more. The next one we've got here is the Jacob Curtis Tour Series Sunny Peppermint. This thing feels ridiculously overstable, feels like a more overstable version of the Harp. It almost feels like a Zone OS. It's like, feels tooled to be more overstable than a Harp, but maybe slightly less stable than a Zone OS. So we'll give this guy a throw, and I'm assuming buying this one supports Jacob Curtis, so if you like him, go do that. Big fade. So he's gonna love that. Jacob Curtis can throw like 600 feet, so that's gonna be the perfect upshot disc for him. He can probably throw that thing like 350. Next, we got another Tour Series disc. We got the Nate Perkins Lotus. Definitely faster. I'd put it in that 7 or 8 speed slot. Not super wide rimmed, but definitely not anything like a putter or a mid-range. So definitely a wider rim disc. Feels pretty solid. I'd say it feels like a slightly more stable, slightly faster FD. Maybe similar to a Zen, but it feels like it'd be a little more stable than the Zen. Yeah, for sure more stable than a Zen. And then I saved the best for last. We've got the Cinnamon prototype. This feels like a slightly more overstable Valkyrie, still not a super wide rim. Between the Salt and the Honey, Clash has a pretty good distance driver lineup. So I think a good semi-stable 9-speed is something that they really needed in the lineup. And this thing actually feels the best out of any of the discs they sent. The first one and the last one I threw, both the ones in this green color, so the Cinnamon, and then that first one I threw in the same color. These ones definitely feel the best. But we'll give this Cinnamon a toss. It feels like a bomber. Oh yeah, that's nice. So that one feels like more of a 9-speed rim width. So if you feel like the Salt and the Wild Honey are probably a little too fast for you, you'd probably really like that one. That one feels really nice in the hand, nice 9-speed-ish distance driver. We'll go grab them, we'll throw them down the hill into the headwind and see how really stable everything is. So I think Clash Discs has one of the best lineups, especially after this drop. You could definitely go a full Clash bag and have an entire lineup. They have like a gummy baseline plastic, a stiff baseline plastic, a nice steady premium plastic, and then they have the clear see-through premium plastic. So they have all kinds of different plastic types. And we've seen from them and from Lone Star, if you have enough money, you can start a disc golf company and bang out a bunch of molds. And it's like the fast track that we've never really seen before. Mostly companies have started small, come out with 1 or 2 molds, tried to see success, come out with 1 or 2 more molds, tried to see success. But Clash and Lone Star were just straight up taking the fast lane, coming out with tons of molds right out of the gate, and they seem to be having a lot of success. All right, we'll throw them in the same order we did last time. We'll start off with the cherry. Of the slow discs, the cherry is definitely my favorite, but let's see how it hangs on into the headwind. That's a really solid throwing putter, maybe slow mid-range, I'm not sure what the numbers are. We'll go with the fudge, had a little bit more fade, but similar flight in the early flight. Oh, I yanked it, but it still kind of wobbled a lot and then stabled out. I think that bead saved me. It didn't have a bead, it would have just turned right over. All right, and then we got the peppermint. I'm gonna forehand this one, super overstable. If you really torque on it, that one was also pretty wobbly. I don't know what's going on with my form right now, but if you really torque on it, it'll stay straight for a little bit, but fade super hard at the end. So not nearly as stable as the Zone OS, but definitely more stable than like a Harp or a Zone. We got the Lotus. That Lotus is stable. That's definitely way more stable than a Zen and an FD. That was a pretty firm throw directly into a headwind. And then we'll have the last one being the Cinnamon. I think the Cinnamon's by far my favorite. We get a little more juicy on this one. So I torqued on it pretty hard into a headwind. It definitely turned, but it didn't turn and burn. It just kind of held the flight. My Valkyrie that comes in and out of my bag definitely would have turned and rolled into a headwind thrown on that line with that power. So stable 9-speed, but not stable like a Firebird. Really underrated slot. I feel like most people who are bagging 9-speeds are bagging like Firebirds and Raptors, and it's definitely not as stable as those, but it's definitely more overstable than your flippy 9-speeds. But anyway, really nice discs from Clash Discs. I like the cherry and the cinnamon the best. The other three probably won't make my bag and they aren't for me, but especially that cherry, I'll definitely mess with quite a bit. My 9-speed slot's pretty covered right now, but I'll definitely look forward to throwing the cherry a bit more, especially out on the woods. Nice and straight, just throw it nice and hard and let it go straight. But anyway, thanks to my toaster oven for sponsoring today's video. If it wasn't for my toaster oven, I wouldn't have gone back to my apartment and found the Clash Discs. Anyways, you're watching Iceberg TV, and take care.